Oh yeah, I just built a thing. Turn it on. Okay, so we've got 6 menus to start with. The first one's preset. So just a few different common patterns, I guess. Let's go Gosper. Now to speed it up, you just hold the top button or up and then slow it down. You just hold the down button. Makes sense. You can also change the size, so we can make it a large, tiny, small, medium or normal, and then we can go to color. And this is a new feature that I can add on this one due to the TFT screen. And the color here is just how the age of the cell, or the cell. So obviously got a few more. We'll go pulsar. It's a very common, cool one, just self-replicating. Next, we'll try random. So this is just obviously just a random pattern that happens. You can reset it. You can obviously make it large, tiny, and small. Symmetric's a fun one. So this starts off with a symmetric Game of Life pattern, and this plays out, and you do get some really cool patterns coming from this. So you can reset it. Slow it down a bit. Obviously some patterns are more complicated than others. We'll go large. Yeah, lovely. Then you've got custom. So let's go large cell size. So you just got to click A. It's a little, the debouncing needs a bit of work on this one. But once you've got your pattern, you just hold down A. And it will play out for you. It always plays out slow. And you can speed it up. So you can make your own custom patterns and play them out, which is great. Alternative games. Now, this is the same for alternative games that I had in the original Game of Life Handheld, but now we can play in color. So, well, that was a quick game. Game of Life, and Brian's Brain in color looks absolutely sick. Love it. Can reset. We can go tiny. Ah, look at that. How awesome. Reset. We can go small. Again, normal, and then large. And there's also a custom build on this one, and obviously a random one as well, which is pretty cool. Day and night. Go dense here. The color here just shows the age of the cell, like most of them. It actually looks better without color, I think, this one. Whey, oh, it's a full screen. We'll just go. Seeds is next. Seeds looks better slow. We'll slow it down and then we'll colorize it. Pretty amazing patterns. And then the last one, let's go random. We'll speed this up. So that's black, white, and grays. We can colorize this as well, which looks pretty spectacular. And then lastly, we've got Rule Explorer. So we've got a bunch of games we've seen already. Conway, we've got High Life in this one, which is quite a quick game. Now, if you want to see the rules, you can just hold down button B, and it will bring up the rules for you. So birth is 3 and 6, live is 2 and 3, the rest are death. So you just hold to close and it can continue on for you. So you can go through different Rule Explorer games on Game of Life, No Death, which is always an interesting one. And this is the genius, I guess, of Conway's Game of Life. You know, he had to go and explore different games to find Conway's Game of Life and to find the right combination to get the patterns and the longevity of the game. So in custom build you can create your own. So just let's go 0 births and 3 births and survival 2, 3, and all of a sudden we're playing just different rules of Conway's Game of Life. There's not much happening in that. So this is, I'll go 5, 6, way, well that's a quick one, isn't it? So let's do survival 2 and 3 on this one. Yeah, it's a bit more interesting, isn't it? So again, you can just hold B, you can get the rules that I set up for this one. Yeah, okay, so this is the PCB that I designed. You'll notice that all the components sit on top of the board and there's no through holes, unlike my last one, which I'll show you in a minute. And there's the front panel, so that will kind of sit relatively flat on that. And there's the original one I made, so you can see this is a black and white one with some through holes in it, and it's fine. You know, it's a little uncomfy sometimes, but it works fine. It's all obviously black, white and shaded grays, I guess, but works well. The difference between this one and my next one is that I'm using a TFT screen instead of this OLED screen, so full color. And I'm also using a Raspberry Pi Pico Mini, I think this board is. Super powerful, but I do need virtually all the memory in this for how small I can make some of the pixels and some of the games for this build. So the first thing we'll do is we'll get these momentary switches in place. So there's an up, down, left, right, and A and B. So we'll get those into place first. I have the momentary switches all in place. I've also checked the continuity of each one just to make sure that the soldering is good, and it is. Here's the incy bincy weeny tiny switch I've got to put in, solder in place, and that's going to be able to allow me to reset the Pipco. And then I've got this incy bincy small little on-off switch. It's good. All right, so I'm no expert in soldering SMD components, but all I do is clean my soldering iron, of course, add a little dab of solder. Jesus, it's small. Just heat it up and push it into place. That looks pretty good. Now I can just add some solder to the other solder points. I think that looks good. What do we reckon? Oh, that's fine. We'll be able to turn off and on. I might have to just expand those little solder pads to make it a bit easier for everyone, but solder in place. All right, getting there. Here's the connectors, or the pins I'm going to be using. You can see they've got these little feet, so I can solder directly on top of these pads here. Ah, shit. Okay. Fuck, that's hot. Trick here now is to make sure that when we actually solder this into place, the Pico will fit right. So if I just put it into place, then I can solder. I'll bring that like that. I can solder. Like that, and now I know that it will fit on. I'll just try it again. Yeah. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna do a continuity test. I mean, it's not dead straight, but as long as this fits on like that, then we're good. You can see it's not my best soldering, but it's fine. This is a cool little module. So you can charge from the USB. You can also control the voltage output. So I think it goes up to 20 volts. We want to make it 5. So we're going to set this prior to soldering in place so we don't blow anything. Okay, so I've got a little voltage input here. It's going into the voltage regulator. We've got voltage checker here, so we'll just check, and don't worry about it being negative. We've just got these around the wrong way, so we'll just slowly turn. I think that's pretty damn good. So the input will be via a LiPo battery. This one here, it's an old mobile battery which you can pick up quite cheap. I just get them for free from old mobiles, which will supply 3.7 volts into this, and then the output will be 5 volts. I'm going to add a little bit of super glue just to hold it into place. Secure that into place. So I found the best way to do this is just using little resistor leg wires to connect both these together. So first, add some solder to each of the solder points. Do it all again. So what we're going to do is secure the screen in place with these little M2 screws. So I've got an 8mm here. I've got a little nut, tiny little nut, and then a little 6mm spacer. So we'll put that into place. Screw, put the nuts on. I'm doing a good job here, am I? There we go. And we'll do that for the next two. Don't do it up too tight, because you've still got to line everything up. So, alright, so you put the 4 on. Once all the 4 are on, spacers into place. Oh, no you can't. Right, you see my problem? These pins are hitting the top here, so we've got to remove these pins first. And this is not going to work. I'm going to bust something. Remove the pins, and we'll remove the solder from the top. We'll do that first. Okay, pins removed, and I've removed most of the solder from the top because we will be soldering from the bottom. Okay, screen in place. You know what we should do? We should do a test. Yeah, see, it's all even. One feels a bit tight. Oh no, we're good. So let's wire up the screen Not bad. I don't want much glue in case I need to rip it off. Let's cut this. Remove some of the that's okay. I've got to solder these down. I saw something, so I'm just getting ahead of myself. Let's solder these 2 points. Like, fingers crossed, right? Because if it works first go, I'll be shocked. Yes. Oh yeah, baby. I don't know if the buttons work. Oh, mamma mia. Fantastic. Let's try. Now we can go faster. There's a color. How do I do color again? Oh, there's different sizes. Normal, and I've got a large, which is kind of cool. I think it's, there we go. Look at that. First go. How does that happen? Turn it off. Now I've just got to get this together without wrecking anything. What do we think? That wire, or do we push it this way? Tuck it in, but it's putting a bit of pressure on everything. I don't want to wreck it. And I've just got it going. Can't wreck it. It's too much pressure, I think. Just squeeze that together. All secured together now, front and back. Here's the back as well. It's just got a how to use, which is handy for, you know, for starters. If you want to build your own, then I've provided a link in the description of this video to my GitHub page, which has all the files needed, including the code, the Gerber files for the front panel and PCB, the parts list and everything else you need. There's also instructables on how to build your own of these. It's a step-by-step guide, just makes it a bit more easier if you're kind of new to this thing. I'll catch you next time, and happy building.